because, you know, I had a doctor ask me, do you hear voices, or do you think about hurting people, or do you ever, you know, attempted suicide? And it was like, oh, I wouldn't do anything like that. That's terrible, you know. And I, you know, and because a lot of it was just this fear that if I really tell somebody what's really happening to me, then you know, they're going to lock me away. And I had already had the, you know, one experience with the psych board, and I just was like, no, you're not, you don't get to know what's really happening, because if you really know,
you have to be wise.
There's no good option. There's no good option for us when they have co-ed psych wards,
right.
co-ed showers, co-ed rooms. Yeah, there's no option.
You know, here it's not a place where you can go. I really feel safe when you can't even find feminine hygiene products in the VA. Or if you walk through and get catcalled while you're walking through, it's like, oh, that's super helpful. Thanks for that. You know, and you know, or you know, the mumbles under the breath of, oh, it's just another, you know, it's one of those, oh, you know, and you know, or it's kind of like you're not really a veteran if any of those things have happened to you, or my favorite question, are you sure? I'm pretty sure, you know, that happened, and you know, I'm not delusional.
Well, there's no record of that.
You know, that was I think that was one of the first times I contacted you, and that was, you know, first time I contacted you was in 2003.
Oh, a year behind me.
You know, and I was just like, was just beside myself, because I'd actually originally filed for my benefits in '98, and had a guy that was one of the CSOs or VSOs had up at the federal building, and had, you know, went through this process, and I had been on the psych board, and all these things had happened, and I came back, and they had denied me, and this guy, I remember sitting out in the lobby with this guy, and he was like, well, can't you contact some of these guys that did things to you? And it was like, are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
You know?
And as soon as I contact them,
I'll get the call, you know, and they're like, do you remember that time, you know, back when?
Yeah, do you remember when you raped me?
I know, could you write a statement about that?
Yeah,
That'd be great.
it'd be really helpful for me.
my doctor, she would say to me, oh, Robin, you've had such a hard life. I'm so sorry what happened to you, and you just must hate your perpetrator. I'm like, I used to, but he set me up for life. You have to have some kind of perspective. You know, you got to put it somewhere, but actually, because of what he did, I mean, now I don't have to work. I don't have to worry about money, you know, some of the cares of this world. But then, too, there's no amount of money, there's no amount of anything that can compensate for the lack and the loss that of ourselves. You know, there's nothing that they can give me that's going to make up for this. Not when I'm looking in the mirror and I see who I am and I know who I am, but if I try to open my mouth and say something, I don't know what's going to come out, you know. And you have to be prepared. You just have to know it, because we touched on it today, but it just seems prevalent that when they get uncomfortable with our behaviors, they want to be punitive, you know. And you just gotta know it. It's not you. You're not mistaken. You know.
I think one of the difficult parts, though, is actually being able to, you know, you're talking about